Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Uh-oh. And we lost Rick. Great. Awesome. Hey, everybody. Start typing in Windy Bomb for the first NFT giveaway today. I'm going to pull that up in a second. Looks like we lost Rick there. I'm going to wait for him to come back. I hope everyone's doing well. Hello, everybody. Rob hasn't been kicked off of YouTube, so we could talk to him here. Hey, man. Hope you're doing well. All right. Looks like there he is.
Hello.
All right.
All good. Good morning, everyone.
There was an extra version of you on here. That's okay. We got a duplicate of you, dude. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to burn that copy of you. I'm going to bring up the A-bomb that I am giving away today. Where are you? There it is. Okay. So we're going to start this off with a little explanation first as we take it. Oh, no. Okay. All right. Why is that being weird? All right. That's being a little weird. That's okay. 2 Ricks can get a lot done. Yeah, we should duplicate you, Rick. Actually, that would be good. Having a clone of you. How do you feel about that?
That'd be just fine.
Okay. He's all right with it. We're going to clone Rick. So this A-bomb here is number 70. He's one dead duck who's looks like he's trying to relieve some stress with that cigar from being hunted all weekend. Okay, so now I want everyone to understand what's going on here. I had posted about this last night, and for a lot of us that may be familiar with a particular collector on the Stellar Network when it comes to Lightmen NFTs, is a guy. He sometimes refers to himself as, at least to myself, as the Smart Dolphin. A couple other people probably know him as that. One of his wallets went by Stellar Kingsman. So if you're familiar with Stellar Kingsman, that's this guy. He's been collecting like crazy, probably since the moment Lightmen opened their marketplace. So he started emailing me probably in the winter, beginning of the year. I think it was like January. And I didn't know who this person was that was collecting my art in particular like crazy. And it turns out he was collecting everybody's art like crazy. But he's got a very, very extensive Stellar Punk collection. It's a lot to take in. He's a wonderful man. I talked to him through email. It's a very private email. I don't even know where they come from. He doesn't have a regular email address. It just says that it's from some sort of private server. But in one of the emails a few months back, we started talking about how he wanted to give back. You know, his collection that he was starting was in part a way of saying thank you to other people. You know, he wanted to invest in stellar artists, but then also give it out. So I've got a wallet access to pages and pages of NFTs that he's updated over the course of the last couple months. And we're going to see how long this takes me to get rid of these. Get rid of them. All right, I removed the copy of Rick because I think it was slowing you down, man.
Okay.
Are you all right over there? Can you hear me okay? Yeah, I think I am. You're a little choppy, but that might be just from who knows. Anyway.
The old Wi-Fi connection, yeah.
The old Wi-Fi connection. So this A-bomb, number 70, was minted on the 6th of January of this year, at the beginning of the year. I love them. I think I had another one of these ducks. I don't remember if I gave it away or not, but it was like the green one. Maybe I still have it on another wallet. I'm not 100% sure on that. So we are going to close that for now. back to our faces here. There we go. Now, moving on from that, Rick, how are you? How are things?
Things are well. I am far from home, relaxing. So glad my internet connection's working, and the Airbnb that I'm staying at is.
Well, you should tell the other people at the Airbnb to get off your internet.
What's that?
You should tell people at the Airbnb that you need all of their internet.
That's
you need
right.
it all.
That's correct. At least on Sundays at 11:30.
Rick Headroom. Nice. Yes, massive Rick Headroom. So you're in Florida, I'm guessing. Is that where you are? You're staying in
I am. It was wedding week. We finally have that behind us, and it's going to turn into a little bit of me time coming up in the next few days.
You're sort of in the Stellar family state there. There's a lot of people from Stellar that are in Florida. They're all over the place in Florida.
Absolutely. Yep.
But that's a big area for Stellar people. So there's you guys got a lot of energy floating around over there right now.
It is. Yeah, the goal is to make the move from Chicago down here sometime, hopefully later this year.
Oh, so you really are you're gonna be moving down there then?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, eventually. The plan for me is leaving Chicago in the high property taxes behind. $11,000 a year is a little too much for property taxes, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So, time to make a move. Yeah,
there's a duplicate of me on here too. That's interesting. Why is they're making duplicates?
So I wanted to start touching on a few things that.
So let's hear it. You had some bullet points today. So let's hear what do you got, man?
Yeah. So just reviewing, everything that everyone's always talking about. I'm sure most of you heard about Jack, like pricing some of his NFTs. Things that you are not afraid to let go of, things that you don't want to hold forever, like all of us do have. But yeah, putting some pricing on some of your NFTs to create, a little more action on Lightment. His point about, you go into a store and there's no prices on the racks or the shelves for what you're buying, could maybe be frustrating for people if they're looking through and they don't see it. So, and if we're trying to get new people over to the platform from other places, putting some prices out there would probably be beneficial and probably helpful to a lot of artists, just maybe selling some stuff that they have that's not currently priced. So that was just one thing that I thought was a great idea on Jack's
I think it's a great point. I'm really glad that Jack made that thread. He's been a great educator of being a collector on his own end, and sharing his experiences. But he makes some great points. It's one thing to collect and keep them and want to hold on to as many as possible. I mean, anybody can. I can think of stuff that I'm never going to let go. And I know there's a lot of people that have plans to enter the secondary market come royalties. You can still pay out your royalties to people that you want to pay out to. You just have to do it on your own volition. But the idea, the concept that we need this ever moving stream of transactions on Lightment is spot on. It's one thing to have constant new transactions for artists that are minting stuff and they've got their sales, they're doing well. It's another for the collectors to engage because they need to, and people are out there looking for them. You just need to take better care of your tracking of which NFTs of yours are selling, how much did you pay for them, how much did they go for. That sort of thing is a little more, I guess, on paper kind of mentality, as opposed to just seeing it on the network, but we need it. I was so glad that he had brought that up, because I feel like a lot of us are a little apprehensive from engaging in that, or maybe we just have
We
put
don't
those.
want to. I think what it is sometimes we don't want to put something out there that may offend another artist because we are a small, tight knit community, and I'm sure that some don't want to offend maybe another by putting something out there that was theirs. But I can tell you, for example, like A-bombs, like that first one you put up. I have A-bombs, a couple that you'd have to rip from my hands, to acquire them. And I'm never getting rid of them.
Oh
But
yeah,
there could be something else in that collection that, hey, it doesn't mean as much. I'm going to put it up for sale. It doesn't mean I don't respect that artist. I'm holding pieces like tightly. There's certain punks that I will never. We talked about that. There's a couple I
you
will
have
never,
you
ever
have
get
to
rid
you
of.
have to like gauge like
So,
value, right? Like also like
yeah,
if you're gonna hang on to them for forever, you're also seeing yourself as like, well, I feel like the value that I have on this
right.
isn't there yet, so I'm holding.
Hmm.
Right? That's
And
the
that's
purpose.
fine. That's
And that, yeah,
absolutely fine.
of course, it's fine.
Of course.
Of course, I look at like light cheeses I have, like Cheesley stuff
Hmm.
that I bought early on last year when he was like, "Stop buying all this cheese, Andrew. You're buying too many of them." Like,
Yeah, I mean
I
NFTs
like them.
is
I think they're dope, dude. So I'm buying them. I mean,
well,
they're
they're
inexpensive, and now I look at them and I go, "Do I want to let any of these go?" And I'm go, "Yes." And then I back away because then I don't know which ones I exactly want to let go. And it's like
right.
it
Well,
comes.
your NFT is an investment also. I mean, so we buy some that we're just because we love them and we're holding them, and it has nothing to do with value now or future
Sure.
value. But a lot of them, you buy them, and if they have value and you sell it, then you're able to buy something different. So if my point is if there's
Yeah,
things
that's
that
the thing. You can then influx back into the community. Like that was Jack's point, is that he had a bunch of XLM that he could then go buy some new NFTs. So then you're just feeding it right back in. It's not necessarily that you're like taking your money and running. Plenty of people that, especially from the collector mentality, are going to keep collecting and then keep that going.
Right.
So
And again, a big part of this too, though, is we're trying to grow the community. So we're also talking about like new people coming in,
right.
or if someone. So we tell somebody new to go to Lightment and check things out, and well, yeah, they're seeing this amazing art, but they're like, how do I buy something? Where's the value and what have you? So, or what is the cost? So, that was my point too. Is it's good for others to be able to come there and kind of like gauge the cost of some of the things that are on Litemint,
Yeah.
People,
That's the thing.
Know.
You're also talking about like when you're talking about bringing in other people from other networks that are interested, you have to show them the like sort of premier collections, don't you? And then when they're looking at them, when they see them on the front page of the website and whatnot,
Sure.
you're going to see a lot of them are sold out. That they're
you just got to
already
get them there, though. Bottom line is just getting them there.
right. But like
then
once they get there, they're going to.
explore.
Well, how do I get myself an A-bomb? How do I get myself a light cheese? How do I get a stellar punk? How do I get name a piece? And
well, that's why I said you get them there. You get them there, and Lightman has the button at the top that says explore. Just hit that button and go.
Yeah.
And
but that's why more people should if they've got like an abundance of stuff, put some prices on it.
Yeah. That's it. I'm planning on doing that next week. So that was just we probably went a little long on that, but I just think that's
I think it's a great point.
A cool important point. So
yeah, good. So what else you got, man?
What else? Let's see. Bubbles seems to be ever expanding. Seeing lots of cool stuff with Bubbles collection. I'm seeing like some stuff with bubbles on the moon and bubbles on planets and
pixel bubbles
in outer space and stuff. So that's kind of cool. And let's see what else. Wanted to mention the Crazies are having some sales on some stuff. I mean, Sean's the crazy one. Deb's not, but I like referring to him as the Crazies.
Deb's got the crazy.
So check out the Crazies are doing. I think they've reduced some prices on some stuff in the old Lightmen store. So
They got some releases, they got some
What else
shows.
is going on? I don't know. You know, we're getting close to the end of the
We're getting
punks era. I don't know if you want to talk about
all
that.
right. Well, if you want to talk about punks, we can. I'm getting close on number 900. It's coming around. So I had the original plan, and it's always been the plan that I would get to 1,000, and that would be the collection. People love it. From day one, I've had many people come out of nowhere and thank me for doing this, for creating Stellar Punks, for giving people something really cool. Yeah, I think like that was really what they were trying to express to me. Like they couldn't really express exactly how they felt about it, other than that they just wanted to say thank you. And I gathered that it was like a badge, that it was like something that the network really hadn't had yet. And a lot of networks have a lot of collections that are staples for them. And somehow, I felt like the people on here had already made the staple collections, but I had that idea, Stellar Punks. Well, how do I make that my own? The punk thing, everybody uses that word, and it normally relates to like the pixels and stuff like that. I tried to go a little more literal sometimes, just to sort of doing things differently. And I felt like Stellar really has always been that way. It's been a different sort of blockchain. It's been an underdog. It's been overlooked. It's been underlooked. It's been ignored. It's been a lot of different stuff. So it's been quite the adventure for me. And getting closer to 1,000 has been an emotional ride. There's a lot in the works for the collection outside of just the profile picture NFTs, which you could just call them that. I think they're a bit more than that. So, as we know, this wonderful man that's been collecting all these NFTs on Lightmen, and I'm now sharing some of his collection with all of you, has collected a lot of Stellar Punks. He has more Stellar Punks than anybody. So I felt like once we got closer towards 1,000, that I would start to engage the community on how they felt about it ending, about it continuing, what it would mean if it did continue. And Mr. Dolphin has suggested that there be another 1,000, but they don't happen for probably many months, probably the end of the year, maybe the next year. So the plan is really to have comics out, evolve the story that I've been telling, get Heather in on writing so I can focus more on the drawing. There's also the Legends of Folk series that is very important to me and my fellow writer Chris, who's trying to break into NFTs. I've talked about him before. That's a fantasy dystopian story about reality traveling, time traveling, alien invasion. He wants to work in the Stellar Punk idea into that world as well. So we might do some sort of crossover story at some point that has to do with stuff happening off Earth. So those are the kind of things that are in the works for the collection because it's important. It's a very important thing to me and to other people.
Would you launch that as a series 2, designated as a series 2?
What?
Like the 1001 starts the next series. So
yeah, so like phase
would
2,
you designate that?
so like we get, let's say like it's like January 2023, right? I would call that phase 2. I've been working on the roadmap. I felt like the roadmap thing was a difficult kind of thing for me to judge because a lot of the things I wanted to do were very much in flux, and doing them on my own for the most part I didn't want to cement in a roadmap that this is where it was going to go, because I was unsure 100% where things could go outside of just like the collection and comics. Doing a game on my own. Andrew, did you snipe the Drift Exchange punks yesterday night? No, I did not. I haven't bought any of my own punks back, other than the Honey Bear punk. I reacquired a punk for the collection. It meant something to me. I wanted to show faith in my own collection. I wanted back an early under 100 piece. It was one of my favorites. So that's the only punk I bought back. So whoever got those Drift X punks, I can put my money on who probably got them. So that's the plan at the moment. 1,000 is a break, and when the collection comes back, it's going to look very different. I had said to the Dolphin in the email that my sort of plan was, if there was going to be a phase 2, if people wanted to see that, they did want to continue that, it would be about comic book stories, getting better game integration. We've got the Actionverse app that has skins and avatars relating to the collection that are coming as that game evolves. I want an RPG of some sort, working on my own, taking a long time. So when I think about the collection as a phase 2, Stellar Punk 1000 plus will look so different from what they are now. I would only want them to be in sort of a 2D animation form. One of the things I've had to learn with gaming is making character pins and making characters have the ability to move. So that requires 2D animation. That breaks down everything into layers. Every part of the body has to be taken apart and then put into layers. And that requires certain line work. I have to remove particular details to get that kind of stuff to work. So when I see like Stellar Punks coming out, again, they're almost like little cartoons. That's where I would really like to see this going. When you look at like the animated ones that are out right now, they're about 30 seconds long. They have movement and music. Next level is where I would like to go. Up my abilities and the production value. I don't think I would want a phase 2 of Stellar Punks if it just continued on being what we've already seen. So there you go. That's basically the plan at the moment.
You want to give something away?
Do I want to give something away? Like right now?
Yeah.
Like that A-bomb? We've got 15 entries for that Windy A-bomb.
How many?
15.
Okay.
So
come on, get in on that.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm gonna bring it back up. Where are you? Yeah, so look out for what's going to happen with Stellar Punks later in the year. I was mostly going to surprise people with the idea of a phase 2, but I think the surprise is when it will actually happen and what they'll look like. And then, of course, the comics. So, there's, I've been doing the comic strips. I think like the comic strips and a comic book are two things that can run together. So that's how I view that. I'll definitely get more comic book strip stories out very soon. I've been working on those. They just need to be colored. Here we are with Abomination number 70 by Windy. I think he's got some new A-bombs out recently. This one's from earlier in the year. I love these ducks. I'd love to see more A-bomb.
I really wish Windy would create some more stuff.
He will. Yeah, I know he will. I know he will. He will. He'll get there. But I just think his animals have a ton of personality They're very edgy Looney Tunes in my mind. So
I like the eyes on all of his
yeah.
A bombs. They all have those eyes incorporated.
No, he does great facial expressions. I think that's what's always grabbed me was the faces. So let's get over to the giveaway tool. 16 entries. All right. Let's see who's going to win this. Nice. Gee, you won yourself an A-bomb.
Oh, he's been so lucky.
Well, he didn't take that last one. He didn't want that last one, right?
Of course.
He passed on the...
It has nothing to do with luck.
No, it has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with...
Good for G.
With being a good person. Congratulations, G. Shoot me an email on Twitter later. I'll get that off to you. I've never sent an NFT from a wallet that was not my own. So there's a setup there that hopefully will work out smoothly on my end. So we'll see how that goes. I think it should be fine. Let's pull up NFT. I'm going to pull up NFT number 2 in a second here. I'm also going to remove the banner and re-edit that. And I think we're going to do for the next 2. Let's see here. We're just going to do dolphin. Just type out dolphin. We're going to put that up here, but hold on. Don't type it out just yet because I need to put that in here. Okay. All right. So, NFT number 2 that I'm giving away is from the Answerly collection. If you guys are familiar with the Answerly project on Stellar, I'm pretty sure the way that works is that there's all kinds of quizzes, right? Stellar quizzes, and people who get the. I'm sorry, you were breaking up a little. Could you repeat that, Rick? You were breaking up a little.
You're tipped for answering questions.
Right, you're tipped for answering questions. Right. So this is from the Answerly collection. I think it was last year. These kind of went. I think they're from last year. I never got a chance at any of these. There was a whole bunch of them, all different kinds of creatures and monsters. So this is one of those. They've got a new set of NFTs out. I think that just came out in the last week or so. But these were great. I thought the artwork for these were phenomenal. So you're gonna get your chance.
They've always had NFTs up on Lightmen. They've actually, I think, pretty much at the beginning they had, some.
They're one of the earlier ones that they've had an early presence on Lightmen now since I think the very beginning. They might have even been doing stuff in alpha phase. Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, these kind of come and go. They're people that get these. I don't have any of them, so this is pretty cool. Now, what else? Other news. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that for now. I think what I'll do is. Other news. I know that Nuna has an app out now. I have not tried it. I know it's fairly early on.
Yeah, and same for me this week. So I have to, with all that going on, I'll finally get to sit and try it out. Hopefully, even later today. So
I know a lot of people have been using the Actionverse app. People that got into the alpha. Some people were like logging into their app and finding action tokens right in their bedroom and stuff like that. And it's a wild. I think it's a very wild time for Stellar. And once people start to notice like these little things, the fact that there's a mobile game, there's an NFT mobile game that's also cross blockchain. That's going to go just take off the moment more of the NFT community takes notice, because I don't know exactly how many blockchains have literal apps. Like you can go and go on a D app on a wallet and play one of those games, but you can't just go ahead and download it straight from Google or Apple. So that's extremely positive. I think we lost Rick again.
there's so much going on. There's so much going on. We got the Drift ES thing happening now. There will be the spaces later today.
Right. So Drift has sponsored Black Energy Source, the collection, right?
Yes. So.
Oh man, we're really losing you here.
Checks it up. Oh, you're losing me?
Yeah, you're kind of frozen and you're glitching out a little. But I think one of the great things about the Black Energy Source being sponsored by Drift is that that's a metaverse game. That's got some really complicated art being designed for that. So to see Drift put that kind of commitment forward to that artist, there will be a planet. They're getting a planet, right? Yeah. So that's like wild. The kind of stuff that's being built right now. This is huge. This is really huge. I look forward to like every little update coming forward. I hope we can have Black Energy Source on the show here too to talk about it at some point. I know they're doing a deep dive on the Twitter space, so make sure everybody that's here go listen to that Twitter space this afternoon. I think it's at like, I actually don't know what time it is. That's a bad on my part, but I want to say it's like 2 or something Eastern Standard Time. Let's see here. I'm going to pull up their Twitter page here. So let's see. The Black Energy Source deep dive with Bullring, our good friend Ben, will be at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time. Yep. Thank you, DJ. There you go. That's awesome. It's like really awesome. I remember talking to Cheesley about a week ago. They were looking over that project, and there were a few other submissions. So I knew about this a little ahead of time. I didn't know that they were ultimately going to go with them, but I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised at all, because it's such an A-class project in the works. So they deserve all the attention and support. And there's Rick. I think Rick needs a
better connection now.
I hope so. I think your internet connection needs some sponsorship from Drift Exchange. Tell that Airbnb to get in the great times.
So yeah, I'm not sure what I missed there for that couple minutes, but
I was just talking about Black Energy Source and the
cool.
Twitter space today, what time it was, and make sure people tune into that. Watch it. Watch your phone.
It'll be pretty informative, so I look forward to it myself.
Nice. We've got 17 entries already for that Answerly NFT. That's kind of crazy.
That's a lot.
That's it. It's out of nowhere. People like that. It's a cool spider, man. It's like kind of freaky. The next one after that's a good one too. There's a lot of good stuff on that wallet. A lot of stuff. So it's gonna be fun to give that stuff away.
I told you last week or the week before, co-hosting and ineligible.
I'm sorry.
I said co-hosting and then being ineligible. I said there's some good
Oh,
stuff out there.
well, yeah, you're locked out from the giveaways. I'm like, yeah, be my my co-host, Rick. Well,
I think
maybe.
I'll make it.
Where's what's his name? Where's Stellar Statues? Why isn't he here? I'll get him to come on and co-host, and then you can grab some of his. He must
There
have
you
been
go.
like, no, I'm not coming in today. Mr. T was not looking to steal away some NFTs. So you guys are lucky. The whale of NFT giveaways is not here today. Well, all right. You know what, Rick? We'll work something out, man. Don't worry about it. We'll set
Are
up
you
another.
kidding? You know I'm kidding. I think I'm okay. If you looked at my NFT wallet, I think you'd say
I
I'm
have
okay.
not looked at your NFT wallet, to be honest. I have kept myself from certain people's wallets so I don't like go, what the? Have you looked at my NFT wallet? I mean,
Mine's not lacking, so I think I'll
neither is mine.
survive the giveaway.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's just we love art. We love NFTs. We love Lightmen. Yeah, so like I'm guessing that black energy sources NFTs are selling like hotcakes now, right? Like you can't get one. I bet he's minting and it's just gone.
It's a hot project.
Well, I know like that's the nice thing about that project too is that there's a lot that you can just pick up because of the multi-mints.
Yeah,
You know, there's a lot of
the thing is now it's starting to come to fruition. You know, there was so much work that went into doing this with all the different characters and
Oh yeah, I think one of the things was like when I started telling people that that Cellarpunks was going to be integrated into Actionverse, I think that boosted sales a little bit. You know, there were other people like, oh, I gotta get me some avatars. You know, it's just that kind of progression and collections makes people very excited. It makes sense. It's a good thing to have that, but it's also a good thing to just have art. You know, artists like Windy. You know, sometimes, and I'm sorry, dude, if I'm being too candid on your own personal accord, but he feels like sometimes he doesn't fit in the spectrum of NFT artists because he doesn't want to have that kind of utility. He just wants to do his art and express himself. And I've told him time and time again, I was like, this is always about art and expressing yourself. Don't worry about the utility. The utility is in you being an artist. You know, really good art is just as important as a gaming aspect or a metaverse, whatever you want to call it. The fact that I have one of his photos sitting up on my wall is utility to me because I look at it every day and it means something to me. And that's just how I feel. So there are artists that I think get shied away. It's a thing that happens. It's not intentional, but they do get shied away because they don't know how they fit. And I think they fit regardless of how they feel about it. That's all.
Well, he's really talented, and I mean he's created quite a few pieces.
Amazing pieces.
And I always picked up everything for the art of it, so not the utility. And I need to do. I would love to see him create some more stuff. So.
Well, he's got that NFT. He's got the oil painting, right? That's a raffle. There's like still a few of those.
Yep.
So for anyone that's interested in getting an oil painting from Windy, go over there. It's 100 XLM to enter the raffle. He's just waiting to have enough entries. This whole dolphin thing sidetracked me from actually adding that into the show. So next week, I think I'm going to pull some attention on that.
Cool.
Rob got a rich shaman. I think. Do I have one?
Of course he does.
Those are a little more expensive, I think. So many great pieces in the Black Energy Source collection. Just I can't say.
I got to say one other thing. I think we might need to start a Telegram petition to get DG reinstated. I mean, it's crazy that for whatever reason, who knows that he got kicked out, booted out somehow.
I just don't get it.
I don't know if we're able to email on Rob's behalf or not, but
can we like spam their like Twitter page or
No,
something?
yeah.
Like,
Everyone knows better, so I didn't know if there's a way to, like, even for individuals to email Telegram support and say, hey, you guys made a mistake or something. And I don't know. Just we got to resolve this and get
yeah, I
DG
know.
back in
No, this is
the fold.
well. Look,
And DG, DG. Just so you know, I see everything you're posting, by the way, and your good buddy Odin is making sure you're represented. So all is well.
we'll get you back in there, man.
Oh yeah.
Apps and things have been acting very weird. I mean, I occasionally get occasionally get kicked out of Twitter. They're like, "Oh, could you reaffirm who you are?" And I'm like, "Oh God, here we go." But like last time that happened, it did some weird things. Like I noticed that I was like missing like followers and like stuff. I don't know what was going on there. And then like my phone was the screen was acting weird one day and it stopped acting weird. And I had numbers get blocked. I didn't block them. My phone blocked them. So to hear these kind of like little breadcrumb trails of weirdness, it makes me wonder about what was happening with tech in the last couple of weeks. I would need to change. He needs to change his phone number to get back on there. That's so annoying.
Yeah, I said go buy one of those disposable phones.
You're right. Yeah, right. Go get a second
just
phone
to,
number.
just to get the phone number and the confirmation text, and
But then it's like then he's paying for 2 phone bills. I mean, or like I just.
Well, no, it's like one of those prepaid phones where.
Oh yeah,
you know
okay.
I mean?
So then
30 bucks or something.
Right. And then he could just go off the wireless or whatever. There's got to be some way. Yeah, Telegram burner phones. Who would have thought? Just to talk about NFTs. It's a conspiracy, I tell you.
It's a good idea.
Right, 19 entries for that Answerly NFT. So I'm going to go ahead and press the button and see
19 is good.
19 is good. That's a lot. We're also at 40 minutes, so we'll move on to the next one. Who's going to win this Answerly NFT? Jason. Nice, dude.
Cool.
Awesome, bro. I know you've been watching from day one. I don't even know if you've gotten any winning NFTs, but I'm so glad you were here, man. I know you're a big supporter out there, so
for sure.
Congratulations, bro. Hit me
Congrats,
up on
Jason.
Twitter. Congrats, Jason. That's an awesome NFT to win. Let's stop sharing. Jason, if you're paying attention, dude. Yeah, all right, cool. I always feel like people win just when they like, oh, I'll walk away from the screen. What happened? Let's see here. Number 3. I'm going to pull up number 3 here. Awesome. Okay. These are very funky and cool. I think this is a rather new addition to his wallet. I think these are pretty new.
I've seen those.
Yep, the Stellar Aliens. Stella Aliens.
Oh yeah. Very
Number
cool.
18 from Amateurism Art. I love these. There's all different kinds of funky creatures. Their art is a group of people, so it's always very surprising what could come out of the group of people that make this art. These are very funky and cool. I think Litemint's currently using one of them as their profile picture. So Stell Lion, he's a guardian of the Stellarverse. He's a friendly lion that snuggles up to you like a dog. He's adorable. So I'm going to go ahead. I just need to adjust the banner, of course, doing 3 of these. I'm going to type in exactly what it is.
Stell Alien.
Oops. Nope, don't type in dolphin. Don't type a darn thing in yet. And I need to put that over here. So been a pretty successful day here so far. Pretty sure our friend is also watching, so I hope he's having a good day. And oops, that's a blank screen. What happened there? Stop sharing. Okay. There we go. smash that into the comment section, and you'll have yourself a chance at another very cool piece of NFT art. So many great pieces from that collection. Pixel art, line art, animated art. Really talented folks over there. So they tie in so everything ties into the collection, right? There's always some piece that is connected to another piece into those collections. So like probably the Pixel ones tie in somewhere there. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. I don't remember at the moment. Anyway, yes, thank you, sir, for giving away some awesome NFTs. There's plenty more to come. We're probably going to be doing this for weeks and weeks on end.
I was going to say, you're going to be here for weeks.
We're going to
be here for weeks.
This is one long stream. I'm going to stay here. You're going to leave it streaming, and I'm just going to keep pulling up NFTs.
And some of the stuff is going to be pretty mind blowing, correct, Andrew?
Yeah. There's I think he's still adding. I don't know. Because he just started it. We just started this. He was like, "Oh, I'll start putting stuff on there like a week ago." So make sure we'll do this next week. So there's a lot. It's going to be very cool. Let's see here. Wow, people are typing that in like crazy. We got Arnobs here. Hello, everybody. Do we know if J-Punks will get integrated into the Actionverse somehow with the J-Pug merger? That's a good question. You may want to consult Cheesley once he's feeling better. I hope he's feeling better. He's been under the weather and he needed a break anyway. That dude works so hard. So I hope he's doing all right. J-Punks, that's a Cheesley creation. So I would think if there was a JPEG collection that is beloved and Actionverse wants to put that in there somehow, it's probably going to happen. I think that was a big part of the move was that people like my wife, she was writing lore for JPEG, and they had a project coming out, and that's being moved on. I think there's a process here that's being made. So if anything that I think you were collecting from JPEG is definitely now an Actionverse thing. It's still JPEG. The way that looks to me says that it just keeps going. You had the Advent calendar collection last year. That was a massive undertaking and achievement. I mean, talk about bringing people in that didn't have NFTs and got interested in NFTs. That collection hit the nail on the head, and I know it was complicated and there were ups and downs, but
there's amazing stuff.
It was
in
huge,
those 24
amazing stuff.
pieces.
Some of the 24 pieces, 24 amazing pieces of art, all great, and I think it's one of the premier collections that have been made on Stellar. So if you're holding on to those, keep them, keep them close or flip them, because frankly, I think that we could see that again next year. I think there would be a better, who knows what the Christmas will be like next year. I'd like to give out something from people that have those personally, because that was part of that collection, so I want to make sure that anyone that's hanging on to them for a whole year gets something nice. So, I think that's the way that's really cool about NFTs, is that this thing that they it goes far beyond just like when I would go and have an art table. Someone buys my art. They go, "Wow, I love you. I love your art. I love this so much. Thank you." Go off. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like a 1% chance that maybe they go, "Here's my email address. I'd love to stay in contact with you." NFTs is giving you, whether you have a personal interaction with that person or not, you can go and look at that wallet. They still have that. send them off something a year from now, 2 months from now, 3 weeks from now, whatever it may be. That's like so unique in this world of art and art collectors. So that's one of those things that I think is really cool. Again, John, right again. Hey, I hear you, man. You know, this is one of the reasons why, like, our collector here is giving out stuff. You know, he wants to give something back to the community. If people feel like they want to flip these, you know, if you want something to give you back a little bit, do that. That's the point of this. Is just this constant movement, you know, of helping in some way. So this isn't just about holding on to them. You can hold on to them for as long as you like, but if you'd like to sell them, put them up. You know, go right ahead, do it. So we've got 18 entries for Stella Alien. That's so awesome. That lion is great. That's one of those ones that's one of the special ones on there. I think that having one of those is a great piece to have.
Very cool.
It's a very cool piece. There's a couple pieces of my own on there that I'm going to save for later that he bought up pretty quick that I don't think a lot of people had a chance to get non-Stellar Punk stuff. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to give people maybe a couple more minutes here. We're at almost an hour. Thank you, everybody, for watching and tuning in. I'm sorry if I missed any comments that were important. If you had any questions about anything, I'd be happy.
Same for me. I couldn't highlight anything today with the comments.
I sent you the guest invite. You're on the road.
Being remote, so next week I'll be back in my own element, and you guys can.
I know.
Looking at my workshop behind me.
So Smug Pups. If people have noticed, there's a phase. The new set of Smug Pups prices changed. There's a lower reserve. There's less DriftX tokens being given out per Smug Pup. I'm guessing is what's happening. Something along the lines of what was going on in the last couple of weeks is that outside of us and anyone else that was collecting Smug Pups and felt like they were paying a good value for them, we were getting back these DriftX tokens, and DriftX token went off. Everybody was surprised. It went up, and it went up a lot. People over at Drift were shocked. There was
created an arbitrage situation that
was not
beneficial to anyone that picked one up. Simple.
It was extremely beneficial, but someone,
and that's nobody's fault. That's nobody's fault. That's the free market.
Free market. That's the way it goes. It's great to see that kind of interaction. There was somebody out there that wanted to pay at least $450 a Smug Pup at one point last week just so they could get those Drift tokens. Which is like, dude, I don't know if this is really paying off for you, man, but like that's amazing. At the same time, they had to shift gears. They had to strategize. They had to make it right for anybody else to want to get in, because I missed out on like two that I really wanted that I was waiting on, and I would be fine to lose out on them. Of course, I had a price point that I would only spend right, but those went way above my price point a day and a half before the auctions were even over.
Right, the adjustments were made and needed to be made, but the bottom line is that they were going to be less. Smugs were going to be less expensive coming with less DriftX reward, simply because we also wanted to start reaching more people. So that's why the new ones are less expensive on the reserve and are coming with less, because we're really trying to spread the word and get more people involved in holding the token. So
yeah, I mean that's the other thing is that it's giving people a little nest egg if they're like, well, gee, I mean, well, what were they going for originally? Like before it went like kind of crazy, they were like ending in about 200 and something, right?
Yeah, again, I don't want to turn it into a drift show. The bottom line is that if you were able to acquire some, you have value that has greatly exceeded what most people would have thought at this point.
Sure.
And,
there's more drops. I know that was the initial like thing of like getting a pup. So we still don't know what else will happen with holding a pup, but I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I think they're adorable. I just like collecting them just to support the idea. And I love Cheesley's art. I'm probably gonna not go after those 10 penguins that are going over to XRP, right? I think those are probably gonna get snatched up real quick by somebody.
And we don't, and we want to,
people.
If we let them have them, we're only going to benefit all of us in the long run. So
let's see how it takes off for another market, right?
Exactly.
For another set of collectors, and I think that will bring people over. And we got, you've got all this stuff going on with different apps. I haven't heard any like real new updates from Fred about royalties, but I would imagine that we'll hear about that sooner than later. He's such a tireless worker. We've got NFT NYC exactly 1 month from today.
Who's nervous?
It was a very small thing from my wife in the living room. Fred, founder and creator of Lightmen, will be a speaker there. We've got a sponsorship table. There's some other people coming, or maybe not coming, or we'll see. They're making plans. Alice Riot, the fine art collection that is on Stellar Network. Kelly Grayler runs that. She said she's going to be there, so they got tickets. We've got Jack. He's fully prepared. He's been ready for weeks to head on over. We're going to be doing probably some Actionverse stuff, and it's going to be a pretty cool thing. It's
exciting for you guys.
It is exciting, especially considering like it's mostly Ethereum. So we're going to be the small crowd, and I think that's gonna make some impact. I think it's I think scary from one side to say to yourself like we're going to this thing, but we know predominantly what this is all about.
Yep.
Ethereum NFTs, Bored Apes, big stuff. People wanted your Ethereum wallet the moment you got a ticket online. They want to know everything about like it's all that, But to have Stellar make a presence there is very important on a lot of standpoints. It's important on one particular standpoint because people are looking for new things. They want to see something fresh. For every person that is interested in Ethereum, there's going to be someone in there that's also interested in the rest of the economy of NFTs and how that relates to the cross bridging that is happening. When we go over there and tell people that there are OpenSea collections that are integrated to Actionverse, that's going to turn a lot of heads. They're going to see that there isn't just a exclusivity of only being Stellar, that there are things on Stellar that want to bring in the whole fold, that that is important, and that it is about making NFTs and Web3 better and everyone having a fair shot, because I certainly see a lot of people not being able to get into NFTs because immediately they hear it's on Ethereum. Right. And they're like, well, I can't afford that, or I don't want to be a part of it because of the environment. And, a Stellar
I'm so sick of talking about that.
So sick of it. I'm so tired of it.
With the fees, $20 NFT
and nonsense. Oh, fees are low today. Get on there. Oh, okay, give me a break. Okay. Fees are always low on Stellar. There's never an influx where fees are much higher, because of network action. And this idea that, all NFTs, you're going to be somewhere and you're going to hurt the environment for being in on this. Well, guess what? A transaction on Stellar Network is less carbon footprint than a Visa transaction.
Yeah.
Okay. Your Visa transactions that you're making every day, which are very minute as a carbon footprint, are more than using Stellar. That's how little impact Stellar makes on the environment every day. So when you look at that, there's no way anyone can argue statistics like that once they learn about it. You know, it's about education at this point, and it'd be very hard for a person with their head on their shoulders in the right direction to deny something like that and see the possibilities of building, of branding, of being a company that's any Fortune 500 company out there that's looking to really make an impact on this is going to look at Ethereum and go, well, we need to spend this much to make this much. You look at Stellar as a business standpoint, and you go and say to yourself, well, this is complete overhead. I am going to make 110% back on my investment strategy if I'm building on a Stellar network. You are not losing out the millions that is involved just from taking transaction fees into consideration.
It's beyond comical. It's beyond comical that there's that much activity on Ethereum with NFTs, let alone just transactions, period. Just peer-to-peer money sending. It's beyond comical that people pay the fees. It's just nuts.
It's like they're just okay with it because of what it is. It's a sensibility. It's like that sort of like, oh, well, you know, I own 3 Mercedes. Why do you own 3 Mercedes? Well, I own 3.
But that's not everybody on it.
That's not everybody out there. But that's not fair.
That's only going to be the top few percent.
That can only go so far. You look at VCon and what they're doing out there. You know, he's good friends with the Minnesota Vikings, and he got that whole stadium to do his NFT thing. That's inclusive. That's special treatment. You know, that's big stuff. While it is good from a certain standpoint to see that, it's immediately going to make everybody else feel like I can't be a part of this. And they were doing it to the comic book industry. You know, when you went to, you know, you were telling me earlier about MegaCon. You know, you're in Florida and they're doing MegaCon right now.
Yeah.
You know, comic book conventions like that were very small. They're community based.
This one's messing up my trip.
This one, you know, MegaCon got huge.
That's why it's called ridiculous.
Most comic book conventions are now owned by car show convention companies. Okay. So they attracted in all the big business, Hollywood, television, what have you. So my perfect example was Boston Comic Con, where I used to go. That was community driven. It was literally run by people who were taking the time out of their own day to organize a convention every year. They were not making any money. It's completely volunteer. They got bought out. And in 1 year, prices went from being $45 to $100 a ticket to $500 to $1,200 a ticket. Everybody at the last year of Boston Comic Con, when they knew that the next year was going to be changed over to big business, everybody was talking to each other. Can we afford this? Are we going to be coming back here next year? Is this the last time we do Boston Comic Con? Some people were like, I've been doing it for 7 years, and I don't think I'm going to be coming back ever again. I did it the next year. I paid. It did not pay out. I lost money. I lost money the year after. I lost time and energy, and you know, it goes way beyond that. So when you look at that from a regular standpoint, that's regular world, comic books and art.
Maybe the COVID break had some impact, but I can just tell you that this is one of the largest convention centers around, especially in Orlando here, and that's saying something.
Yeah, it's big. It's probably
and it's unbelievable. I mean,
there's probably 30,000, 50,000 people there.
The people walking around in character, and the traffic is just like crazy. So there's no shortage of participants, at least this year.
No, it's definitely gonna come back now with people feeling a little more comfortable with situations, you know. But it's more of that aspect that things do. There's this thing that happens when big business takes over, that prices inflate. And that's what a lot of them are going to gravitate, excuse me, to Ethereum immediately because of the big business that's wrapped around all that money. But not everybody's going to be able to do that. There will be a bubble. A lot of those companies that invest in Ethereum are going to lose out, and that's just the way things go. That's not a negative thing. That's growth. The things we're seeing right now is growth in the industry, an industry that didn't exist a few years ago. NFTs have been around for a few years now, quite a few years. As an artist, I can tell you right now, in 2018, nobody was calling themselves an NFT artist. We were crypto artists. Mm-hmm. If you were into cryptos and you liked drawing art that related to cryptos, you were not calling yourself an NFT artist. Even though NFTs were out there, not a single person was using that as a thing. Somehow, out of nowhere, that turned on. So that's just
you're saying the NFT part, because non-fungible token has always been around, right?
It's always been around. It's just artists weren't tagging themselves in as NFT artists. It wasn't really a thing, even though they were on there. Like you can go and look at how many artists that have been minting NFTs now. That title only took off in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people.
It's all about the hashtag.
It's all about the hashtag. It's all about the engagements. Last summer, this is an old statistic, so it doesn't really matter at this point, but you can imagine how much it's doubled or tripled. July of last year, 60% of new accounts on Twitter were NFT related.
Interesting.
Now, how many of them were real people? How many of them were bot related? That's left up to Elon, I suppose, to figure out. But that's how quickly people started to attach themselves to the NFT idea. They started hearing it. They knew they needed to make a profile. They knew they needed to get into it. And here we are 1 year later. And, people are trying to figure out how the future works. And I think it's just that we're having a lot of growth. We haven't been around long enough to even say that what's on the ground is considered to be a floor. I mean, it's just crazy to think that we're even like in a place where anybody can call themselves a professional NFT artist or a professional in NFTs. It has been around long enough. I saw someone the other day say, I'd like to give you my opinion on being in NFTs and the professional NFTs. I got into NFTs August of 2021. I'm sorry, but that's not really like you can base your opinion on anything. Anyone can share their opinion.
Would you go with you and I have had these conversations, 10,000 hours of drawing, right? You said for like,
I've been in the film business. I've been in the TV commercial business. I've been in the comic book business. And now I'm in NFTs. And I've got people telling me in 6 months they're professionals. I don't really, all right, I guess. I'm not trying
to be any professionals. It's got to be all of you, all of the current artists, because you guys are the first. So you are the first.
I just think you need to take a really good hard look at the whole world before you go and say to yourself, like, I'm an NFT professional, because NFTs just hasn't been around long enough to really call it that. I think there's still too much being built and still too much of figuring out for anyone to say one thing, right? It's constantly in flux. That's my opinion. Is that I think it's really in flux right now.
Well, someone like you that's been doing it for as many years as you've been drawing and what have you, I would call you a professional artist. So I have no issue just putting that little NFT portion before, because it's just maybe a variation of art.
Right. It's just more of, I just think there just needs to be a little more time before we really decide and cement how NFTs work, what they are, and what the industry is. We've only just started. That's all my point, is that I'm not going to say, hey, this is what I've learned in NFTs because X amount
it's funny you say that, because we'll see where NFTs go down the road, and we've all probably thought, hey, I bought this NFT, that's cool. I got it. I can put it on my wall. I can put it on a T-shirt or whatever. But then the utility came, right? So now we got NFTs with utility, and we can still have a picture of it and put it on our wall. So then you think, okay, we've gotten to the end of, what we could do with NFTs, and then 30 days later, somebody comes up with something else that you could have never, that you never thought of before. So
right. There's always something new. There's plenty of things like it's just one of those.
I'm talking about in relation to NFTs in particular, though. We'll see, because in the next 30 days, someone's going to probably come up with something that we weren't thinking about.
You just don't know. This has been this thing here that Richard had asked about trying to get regular artists to come over and try NFTs. This has been the hardest thing for anybody to do, whether it's on a personal standpoint, from a project standpoint. It's been very hard to engage artists that aren't into this. But that was tough already from a digital standpoint before cryptos. I can tell you that firsthand. When me and my dad were building a website for art, we wanted to try to get artists involved and completely, 100% theirs. They keep, all profits. It's about protecting artists and getting artists out there. And most artists were like, "Oh, the internet? What, you want to steal my art?" So immediately they hear the internet and they're out.
Yeah.
That's a good chunk of artists. Okay. I think that's that younger artists.
Well, then those people have reservations to begin with. Then, so
right. There's so many reservations.
Yeah.
I think it's about promoting the idea that if they were looking to generate just new viewership, I see like Lightmen, since it doesn't have any of those negative caveats that come along with NFTs. If you're trying to educate someone, using Stellar as an example is a great example. I just see it as a regular marketplace. I mean, yes, we're selling NFTs, and yes, there's cryptos tied into it. But, I see it no different from Etsy or eBay, especially with unlockable content. All you have to do is throw in like what Naked Stone is doing, a Google Doc format that you fill out for an item. It gets sent back to him. You buy a piece of jewelry or a piece of clothing or what have you. And that's just, it's real world. The NFT part is like a collectible receipt. That's what Windy described it as. When he wanted people to buy his photography, he was like, the NFTs are really a receipt of proof of purchase.
Right.
I'm sending you.
And I have some of his photography. It's great stuff.
It is. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Hey, we're like an hour 12, almost hour 13.
We are. I think the ultimate standpoint, though, for like an opinion on how to bring people over is how you approach the idea.
How you present it, yeah.
Presentation is everything. A lot of people want to present NFTs and crypto as degen, vibes, and a lot of like terminology and a lot of like, hey, we're just doing it for this, and like all this like sort of in your face imagery and a lot of it's sort of derogatory, isn't it? And a lot of stuff, right? It's controversial. That isn't for everybody, and a lot of people are like, well, I don't express myself that way. How can I be an NFT artist if I'm not super in your face and like whatever it may be? So I think it's all about presentation, and anybody can get into this stuff, sculptors, I think like craft stuff, like craft art is great for this kind of stuff because I think it's hard to reach people on the internet with just your craft art. But if you're getting something that's a collectible to go along with it, it kind of adds that funky sort of thing to it. I think that's one of those things about NFTs. It adds a little extra collectability value. So I know we're over about an hour here. I saw someone say the other day, they're like, "Oh, is this like Beanie Babies?" No,
No.
no,
Yeah.
no. It's hard to say why it's not,
Check
but
it out
that's a
for
whole other
comments, or-
it's a complicated one. Beanie Babies were perpetuated by a company to gain value, and then people hooked on to that. Then they found out that there was no value. They're just stuffed animals. You can hold value if you want in a stuffed animal, but you're not gonna get $10,000 for one because it was supposedly rare, because it really wasn't. That was the problem with Beanie Babies, is that they didn't hold their collectability sense. There wasn't enough there for them. The trading card market fell out, and then it regained itself. Everybody thought that.
So you don't want. So are you
Huh?
saying that you don't want the 650 Beanie Babies that are packed up in bins in the house?
Well, see, that's the thing, right? Oversaturation of market. Once people found out how many people had, it was like I was going to bring up the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card thing. Okay, everybody thought back in the day, they didn't. Ken Griffey Jr. was the top man rookie card, and they thought anybody that had them at Mint was like, wow, these are so rare. I've got Mint Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards. They must be worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And then they were. And then they found an old warehouse in the middle of the country.
Just found
unopened boxes of baseball cards from the 80s and 90s. Thousands and thousands and thousands of perfectly graded cards.
Yep.
Market fell underneath itself.
Yep.
You're not going to get, there's not going to be 1 million stellar punks of one design. That's the way it's going to go. But now people are like, oh, well, I've got tons of old baseball cards and we can't really find certain ones. So now they're valuable again. That's just the way it goes. It comes back around. 19 entries for Stella Alien. We are going to press the button.
Let's find a winner.
Let's find ourselves a winner, and I'll stop ranting. Richard! All right. Jason almost won that one again.
That is so awesome. Richard is our newest drifty. Richard is, I believe that's Richard, our newest drifty and drift community.
He's got a drifty
contributor. That's awesome.
Well, now you've got yourself a very cool Lion Alien NFT. So, Richard's on Telegram, I'm guessing. Yeah. Richard, if you're on Telegram,
yeah, he is.
He's on Telegram. Come find me on Telegram. I don't know if you're on Twitter. You can also find me on Twitter. Somebody get me in contact with Richard in case I don't know how to find you, dude. So I don't
we'll look out for him. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, those are 3 NFTs from a very special collector that we're starting off with here. Probably going to take the rest of the year to do, because something tells me we're going to have a lot more to come. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I'm going to probably go through my wallet too, and might have a few to give away also. So we could be doing this for the rest of the year. So
we're going to be doing this for years.
Well, at least giving away NFTs. It's going to take a while to give all these away. So
it's good to connect with you, Richard. I'm so glad you're here. I saw that Fred had popped in for a second. So, Frederick, thank you for showing up for a minute, man.
Fred,
thank you so much. It's probably pretty late his time.
That's the best. Thanks for popping in, Fred.
Yeah, thank you so much for the support, man. We've had a lot of good discussions today, and I mean, ultimately, I don't want people to get confused about my sort of opinion on whether or not someone can consider themselves to be a professional NFTs based on a few months or something like that. It wasn't so much that it's a criticism. It's just more of an idea that we're so early. I just don't really know. I wouldn't necessarily ever tag myself in on that, because I feel like I'm still learning. I feel like every project I look at is still learning how NFTs work,
and
and
that's
even on
fine.
the
But
biggest
a
scale.
big part of that is your modesty, Andrew. So, you know, there's a couple, we might look at it differently. Because I'm sitting here, I'm saying this guy's a professional NFT artist. Because I mean, that's where the majority of your focus is in your life right now. You've made it your profession.
But I'm still trying to figure it all out. I mean, when I see like crypto projects that are, they're coming and going, and
well, like art, it's in the beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So
that's true.
If somebody wants to classify you as an NFT artist, a professional NFT art, so be it.
Okay,
right.
That's fine.
Right.
I think there are plenty of other people that are that too, because they're certainly talented.
That was my point.
That's not my point. That's not my point. Is that I'm not discouraging this from being an actual profession. I just don't know how to categorize it yet. From my own eyes, when I see like how much is happening, that's all. Anybody could do it, So it's a matter of, I guess, perspective.
All right, are we good?
I think we are good. Jason and G, I will get to you guys. I tend to take a little break from sitting around. So shoot me an email. I think Richard said, what did he miss? Richard, you won the giveaway. Okay. Congratulations. I don't know.
First thing we need to teach Richard, don't walk away during the giveaway.
That's okay. That's all right. As long as I can get a hold of him, we'll be fine. And
we know where he lives.
We know where he lives. We know where you live. You're gonna take this NFT and
we
like
know
it.
All the Telegram channels.
Oh. Rob's just like, oh, don't. You're making me feel bad.
Yeah. Well, whatever. We're the Rob campaign must begin here.
We'll get Rob back on there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Mr. Telegram and tell him that he messed up.
Mr. Telegram, yes. We need your assistance.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Telegram.
Wait, Telegram has Twitter. Am I correct?
I thought Telegram was owned by Twitter. Am I wrong? Was Telegram not owned by Twitter?
I never even thought about though is if there's a Telegram Twitter, we should really start our.
Well, that's what I said earlier. Shouldn't we just blast the Telegram Twitter page and be like, look, our boy got blocked out. Unblock him.
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't.
Shouldn't they be the ones that do the little like magic thing on their end and get him off the block list? Like,
I can't see the chat. Is anyone responding?
He said he's messaged them twice. I think we should be gently harassing Telegram.
That's right. Gently. For starters.
Yeah. Then we'll pull out the big guns.
All right. Well, let's
thank you, everybody. We're wrapping up here now. Rick, thanks for coming on and being a part of this, and everybody that comes and watches every week. You're all just so wonderful. Congratulations to all the winners. Richard, I will find you.
Yep.
And see you all next week. Take care.
Have a good weekend, guys. Bye.